a very, very beautiful day up here in the Midwest. What's going on, six speeders? Very, very beautiful day out here, about 88 degrees, and it's just beautiful as could be. The sun is out, we're all wearing shorts and awesome t-shirts, so we're all happy as can be. So I got a message from some of you guys asking me, the ones that own FRSs and BRZs, what are the best modifications that you guys can do to it? And I thought that would make this video just to help you all. So let's hop to it. So here's my 2014 Scion FRS. We're going to talk about some of the best modifications that you guys can do to it and hopefully give you guys some sort of direction for them. That way you could probably start off your own build and everything positive like that. We'll talk about some things about the exterior, the interior, engine, so everything good like that. So hands down, the number one modification that I suggest to anybody that buys a Scion FRS is this. So here it is. The first modification I suggest to anybody that owns an FRS or BRZ, the first modification I suggest is the exhaust. And here's my reason. You buy your cool car with the factory exhaust. It sounds pretty good, but you can tell that there's some sound being restricted. Some ways to free up that sound is putting on a catback exhaust that will make it sound better, and that will also free up about 3 to 5 horsepower. Personally, I run an NVIDIA N1 exhaust. I bought it used for $350, no complaints whatsoever, and it was probably the best modification I've ever done to this car. Also, if you feel like you got wild hair, another thing that you can do is definitely just do some homework on what type of sounds you would like. The cheaper scale is Spec D. They make a decent exhaust, and it just goes up from there. Also, I forgot to mention this about the exhaust. See right there where my finger is, there's a little hole right there. If you are so nervous and you still want to put on the aftermarket exhaust, but you kind of get afraid of the noise complaints or your neighbors nagging, you can buy a silencer, and it can go inside the exhaust, and it will basically restrict the noise and kind of help out with that. So the best part about putting an exhaust on your car is you got different types of designs. I think usually only 2 designs is available. Mine is full chrome, and also you can get burnt titanium, which the outside of this will all be blue, and it looks pretty mean, I won't lie. All right, so this modification that's coming right up is always one that I also do suggest to people that want to put their own touch to their own car. So this mod is about the whole entire engine compartment, everything good like that. So moving with the engine compartment, the first modification that people will always suggest to you, and I always suggest it, is a drop-in filter or cold air intake. I'm guilty. I need to put in a cold air intake in this thing. Drop-in filter like K&N, or definitely running a Piran Performance cold air intake if you feel like it. Will add a little bit of noise to your engine and possibly add about 5 to 8 horsepower depending on how much you tune it and what you're looking for. And the other modification I always do suggest, headers, that will add a little bit of rumble to your car, make it sound a little bit different, but make sure that the headers will fit with your state law, because some headers do not come with a cat, some do. But what it will do is it will add a different tone to your exhaust, free up about, I want to say, about 5 to 10 horsepower, and if you do the tune correctly, it should free up a little bit more and make it sound a lot meaner. So one thing that I did forget to mention is some exhaust will actually come with their own headers. I know Tomy is famous for that. Tomy makes their own headers and exhaust kit catback. So basically all you have to do is just take off your headers, take off the exhaust, put that on, boom, you're all set, and you should gain a little bit more horsepower and your car will sound. So here's another modification that many FRS and BRZ owners like to do. Honestly, I think this is probably the best modification on the exterior that you can do to your car. And I say that because the factory rims, they look all right for a stock car, but I just love seeing what people can do with aftermarket stuff, and always seeing aftermarket rims on a car can blend in not only with the color of the car, but make it pop. Personally, I went with a black on black type style. I personally run Inkies. They are 18s. I honestly love them, and they came with the car whenever I bought it from the dealership, so I was definitely happy with that. And not only that, it can also sometimes, if you do upgrade the rim size or lower it, it can sometimes make the car ride a little bit better. So I know other people like to run different types of rims from different companies. Inky is a big one. BBS and XXR is what many people choose to go with. Just do your research and figure out what type of style you would like whenever you are choosing out. So one big modification that I always do suggest, and if you guys can tell, my car sits a little bit low, is the suspension. If you guys can, change your suspension to lowering springs or coilovers for your FRS or BRZ, because it will make it handle a lot better. And if you guys can see right there, that little bit of green, I run coilovers, which is Tyne Flex Z's. Awesome package. I bought it for about $600. Now, don't get me wrong, I got a good deal for it, but made a huge difference to the car, and I'll explain. So those who don't know what coilovers are versus lowering springs is, lowering springs are basically just one setting. You lower down your car, you're stuck on that setting, call it a day. What coilovers are, they're a little bit more advanced. What they're made to do is basically control the height of your car, how stiff it rides, how comfortable it rides. Basically, it's everything to the car, and you control the suspension on how you want to control it. Of course, you're going to get what you pay for, and here's what I look over here with the sticker with an L. That is my left coilover. And if you come on over here, there's the sticker with the right, and basically those are my coilovers. I can control with this knob, turning it right or left, how stiff it is to basically how comfortable it is. And this one has 28 settings. I have it on setting number 14, and basically you can just tell by the clicks turning it to one side. Definitely watch some videos about that, and that ought to help you guys out. And this is a big modification that I always do suggest to people. And here is the reason why I always do suggest coilovers, especially for this car. We all have boxer motors if you do run a boxer motor in your FRS or BRZ, unless you did an engine swap. Basically, the boxer motor is very, very well known for its balance. So basically, that's what this car is all about. It's about handling and balance on the tight corners. It's not made to go into a straight line. So if you're looking for something just to zip in and make this car 10 times better, if I was you, go out, buy a decent pair of coilovers. I know BC Racing makes one heck of a good coilover, and same for Tyne. Your gold, put them on your car, and you will realize a big difference. But note, every single time that you do change the height, or once you do put them on, take it up to your local shop and get it aligned, or else basically you're going to be flying through tires like no tomorrow. The next modification I always do suggest to people is the taillights. If you feel all happy and you like the way that the OEMs look, go for it. But if you just want that certain type of look to them, you can definitely get awesome taillights like this one. I run Spec D. I paid about $189 for my package, lightly smoked, all legal in all 50 states. I know many people like them on their FRSs because it gives them a different look and makes them look. I know one big brand among the FRS and BRZ community for the big taillights are Valentis. I know many of those people buy those off of FT86 Speed Factory. I know they offer a lot of cool styles, you know, dark smoked, light smoked, clear, a lot to see. So definitely hop onto their website and see what you like. So one big modification that's big around the BRZ and the FRS and the Toyota GT86 community is changing out the front headlights to a Spec D, Halo, something cool like that. I know Spec D makes a package where you could buy the front headlights and the back taillights for about $400. Pretty good deal if I don't say so myself. And to, you know, change up the style. Personally, I went with this. So what the person did before me was they had the OEM headlights with LED bulbs. They bought LED bulbs on both sides, and basically it makes the car shine a lot brighter, and personally I like the route that they took. So I did forget to mention this. The owner before me, which I don't know, I bought this car from a dealership, but they traded it in, and I bought it with the UEL headers already attached, the LED light bulbs with the OEM headlights, and the inky rims. So those two things were already done, and it still had the factory exhaust put on, but I got a good deal for the car. One big modification that the FRS and the BRZ owners like to do is put on side skirts, a front lip, and rear diffusers on the back of the car. The rear diffusers go for, I believe, about $50. Side skirts about $90, and the front lip, which I just bought for about $60. So all in all, about $200, which is not bad whatsoever for an awesome look to the FRS/BRZ. And then you got some that will like this mod and some that won't, is the rear window louvers and the side window louvers, which go for, I bought that for about 90 bucks and these for about 18. So I don't know, about close to $110. You can go that route too if you want to do that to your exterior. So I know some of you guys might be on the ridge of buying louvers, so I just wanted to clear this part up. Many people ask me about the louvers. Can I see clearly out my back window? And clearly I can with the sides pretty good. I mean, personally, I like it because it also kind of keeps down the shade and doesn't make the car as hot as usual. I know another big modification that many FRS and BRZ owners like to do is go out and buy something called the Open Flash tablet. I know they sell it at FT86 Speed Factory. Some are on eBay, some are on Amazon from my recent search history, and costs about $500. Many people like to mess around with that, you know, with the headers, exhaust, run E85. So if you do have some money to spare, there you go, if you want to make your FRS a lot faster and to mess around with some tunes. So I know one big modification for this car that's a hit or miss depending on who you are is a quick release steering wheel like NRG, Nardi, Sparco, D&D, Grip Royal, tons of other brands I don't know on top of my head, but many people like to take out the steering wheel, put in a quick release, take it wherever they go. I know that's a hit or miss with people because sometimes they like their safety. Another big one is putting in racing seats. I've seen a lot of FRSs that look pretty cool with the racing seats and the racing harnesses, which that makes me happy because I love seeing the aftermarket support for this car. It reminds me just like a Honda Civic, and it's just growing. The aftermarket support is just growing for this car, and that's what I'm very, very thankful for from Subaru and Toyota for making such a cool car and releasing it to the public and seeing how the public's reacting. They love this car. They love modifying it. I know that's with a bunch of other cars, but this car has been getting a lot of attention with the modification zone and everything, and that just makes me so freaking happy, you know. Another big thing that I have to ask you guys is if you own the Open Flash tablet, please let us know if that works down in the comments below, maybe what you did to your car and everything, because honestly I would love to hear it. And please let us know if it works or not, because I hear a hit or miss with the Open Flash tuners, so just please let me know if they actually are worth buying. And I am planning on hopefully buying one this summer once everything, you know, starts improving. All right, you guys, so that's all for this video. I hope some of these suggestions help you out with your FRS, BRZ, or with whatever car you own, for in that way you guys can have some sort of direction. Remember, you guys, to press that subscribe button, to ring that bell, and to smash that like and leave a comment if you guys have any more suggestions on anything for this awesome car build. And to don't forget to come email me at 6speeders2019@gmail.com, and come follow me on Instagram at SmithEM2000. I will leave everything down in the link below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next video. Keep on smiling and keep up with your awesome car builds.